We should do a fire pit.
Get ready.
Hello, hello, ladies. How are you? Happy Sunday.
Hello.
Hi, Norma. And hello, everybody in TV Landia, in Tejano Television. Saludos, saludos to everybody on the Roku channel, Tejano Television, where you can see Giras y Desveladas. Saludos to everybody in La Jefa Jam and Oldies who can listen to us on Live 365. And saludos to Sirius Tejano and everybody out on there. Today we have a special guest co-host, Brenda Blanco. Saludos, Brenda Blanco. Say hi to everybody.
Saludos. ¿Cómo están todos? Super excited to be here with you guys.
Yay! And if you don't know who Brenda Blanco is, look her up. She's got some awesome songs. She just won an award at the Jesse Torres All-Star Music Awards. And she's got, I'm sure it's available on all your digital platforms. Yes, and she just recently collabed with Los Arcos Hermanos Peña. And she's got her own stuff out. So check her out. If you're watching, you heard her. She did her drop and we played her video sometime back. So keep an eye out for her. Brenda Blanco, she's up and coming and she's not stopping.
I'm not.
Yes. Norma, thank God you're okay. I didn't hear from you this weekend and just to get stressed out and anxiety. And it's like, oh, I hope Norma's okay. But you are okay. Thank you, Jesus. So
Amen.
to everybody. Saludos to everybody on to the shows. If you're not watching us live, hopefully it's working on Facebook. Y'all see it on Facebook?
Yeah.
See? All right, we should be on Facebook. So we were having issues earlier. OMG, scary. But if there ever is issues on Facebook, remember.
Yes. No, I can see it on Facebook. You're good.
So if ever there is an issue with Facebook, we're also on Tejano Television with Juan Mendoza and La Lisa Saludos, with Alberto Rosendis and La Jefa Geminoldis, también with Sirius Tejano. And of course on YouTube, Giras y Desveladas, look us up, follow, like, share, subscribe, no les cuesta nada. All right, so saludos again to all the truckers. We have at least 8K that come on and wait for us every Sunday, 2 p.m. A todos los troqueros, saludos. And so this segment is dedicated to you guys, where we showcase 2 new releases. So here's the first one. Listen up, pay attention.
What's up, familia? This is Lorenzo with the Latin Nights Band, and you're watching Giras y Desveladas podcast. Check out our new single, Me Enamoré de Ti, and keep on trucking with new rolas. See you then. What's up?
Se enamoró de mí. Oh, no. Well, hello. Nice. Let's hear his song. A ver, Gigi, come on, Gigi. Here we go. Me enamoré de ti. Se enamoró de mí. And let's listen. Here we go.
Vuelvo a comenzar a soñar despierto. Últimamente estoy tan incierto. Apenas puedo confesar, trompezando al caminar. Es difícil continuar viviendo así. Parado frente a ti, siento tu mirada. Mi cara siento sonrojada, avergonzada. Sin tu amor no puedo estar y en tus ojos no puedo mirar. Solo puedo suspirar cuando tú estás. Me enamoré otra vez, mira qué tonto fui, ya nada puedo hacer. Me enamoré otra vez. He perdido la razón, te ha dado el corazón, no tiene solución. Me enamoré. Vuelvo a comenzar a soñar despierto. Últimamente estoy tan incierto. Apenas puedo confesar, trompezando al caminar. Es difícil continuar viviendo así. Parado frente a ti, siento tu mirada. Mi cara siento sonrojada, avergonzada. Sin tu amor no puedo estar y en tus ojos no puedo mirar. Solo puedo suspirar cuando tú estás. Me enamoré otra vez, mira qué tonto fui, ya nada puedo hacer. Me enamoré otra vez. He perdido la razón, te ha dado el corazón, no tiene solución. Me enamoré otra vez. Mira qué tonto fui, ya nada puedo hacer. Me enamoré otra vez. He perdido la razón, te ha dado el corazón, no tiene solución. Me enamoré.
That was nice. That was the Latin night. Me enamoré de ti. Very, very nice song. All right. Well, I don't know. I don't think I'm on my Gigi La Chicana Guerrero page. Whoever is hacking my page, get the hell out of there. All right. Yo qué te estoy haciendo. Anyway. All right. Next, we've got this guy that is new. Oh, Norma. What?
Better. There was a lot of static when you were talking.
Oh man, now there's static with Norma. Yeah, there's a situation. Not sure what's up. So let's just keep on going because you know what? That's how I roll. Dale gas. Here's the next new release.
Hola, ¿qué tal amigas, amigos? Yo soy Daniel Sánchez. Aquí está mi nuevo material, espero que les guste y les quiero mandar saludos a Gigi y a Norma. Bendiciones.
All right, and let's listen to this guy is actually part of our next guest, our guest for today. So what, can you hear me? You can't hear me? What's the deal, Norma?
Yes, I can.
You can hear me. Norma cannot hear me. Siempre pasa así que... Oh, is it Norma or is it me?
I think right now, I think it's Norma.
All right. Well, here we go. Let's listen to this song. I don't know.
¿Qué tal? ¿Qué estar, mi gente? Hoy les traigo algo que va a romper todas las fronteras. De la mano del talento puro, que llega directo al corazón. Aquí suena Daniel Sánchez. Esto es Un Amor Eterno. ¡Súrele, muchachos! ¡Let's do it!
Para ti que escribo esta canción, cuando la escuches te acuerdes de mí. La amargura entre nosotros dos la endulzaremos al verte sonreír. Todo lo que quiero es verte feliz. Si es conmigo, sin mí, quiero verte feliz. Todo lo que recuerdo es hermoso, hasta nos despedimos con un beso. Al cabo que la vida puede ser larga, no dejes que la vida sea amarga. Todo lo que quiero es verte feliz. Si es conmigo, sin mí, quiero verte feliz. Solo te deseo lo mejor. Dios te bendiga y te guarde siempre. Que tus deseos sean realidad. Y sepas que siempre estarás en mi mente. Tu corazón que esté lleno de alegría. Que siempre sepas y que busques la verdad. Que nunca un lazo te detenga nada. Que veas la luz que te rodea. Siempre tu amor es tan bello y verdadero. Nuestro amor es un amor eterno. Todo lo que recuerdo es hermoso, hasta nos despedimos con un beso. Al cabo que la vida puede ser larga, no dejes que la vida sea amarga. Todo lo que quiero es verte feliz. Si es conmigo, sin mí, quiero verte feliz. Solo te deseo lo mejor. Dios te bendiga y te guarde siempre. Que tus deseos sean realidad. Y sepas que siempre estarás en mi mente. Tu corazón que esté lleno de alegría. Que siempre sepas y que busques la verdad. Que nunca un lazo te detenga nada. Que veas la luz que te rodea. Siempre tu amor es tan bello y verdadero. Nuestro amor es un amor eterno.
That was awesome. Where'd Norma go? Norma. Harry, there you are. Norma, can you hear us? Norma, can you hear us? No, you can't. You can't. All right, go out and come back in.
I can't hear you.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear
No.
Brent? Nobody.
Neither one of you. Hey, I'm going to come back in and out. I'm going to
Yes,
come
ma'am.
in, out.
In and out, in and out, in and out. All right. So, Kelly Delgado, saludos to everybody coming in. And Kelly Delgado, by the
Can
way,
you hear me?
I can hear you, Brenda. Can you hear me?
No,
You cannot hear me?
I can't. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I cannot hear you.
I can hear you. So let me see. I don't know. I'm gonna let me see what happens. All right. So, well, we're having fun with technical difficulties. That's my middle name. Imelda says, I can hear you, Gigi. That's awesome. I can hear all of you. Okay, that's what we needed to know. Sirius Tejano says, now I'm hungry. Oh, Norma. Okay, we're back.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you now.
I
Can
don't
you hear
hear Norma or Gigi.
Well, okay.
Roger's like, oh my God. You know what?
Now I
Que
can't hear
ready.
you, Gigi. I can't hear you, Gigi. Brenda, can you talk? Talk, Brenda.
Okay, let's get on the guest and let's see if he can hear us. Roger El León Peña.
Brenda.
Hello, everybody. Yes, I
Can
could
you hear
I could
me?
hear all of you.
Awesome.
For
That's-
some reason,
Yeah.
I cannot hear Gigi or Norma.
Get out and come back in.
Okay, let me get out.
See? Now I can't hear both of them. Now I hear you, Gigi.
Ay, Dios.
Okay, let me get out. I'll be right back.
Fun times. All right. So,
Mr.
Norma can't hear me. All right. So,
I
first
can.
of all, you can hear me. And Imelda
Oh,
said,
no.
so the outside world can hear all of us.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, Earth can hear.
all right. So, you all, Brenda and Norma, come back in and out until we can hear you.
Okay.
All right.
Let's get out.
Well, they can't hear.
That song. They can't hear it. All right.
Yeah. So even if you tell them to, yeah, you have to give them signs like.
They can hear everyone. I'm gonna learn ICAN. I don't know any sign. I used to know sign language. That was a long time ago. All right.
No.
So here's the deal. Whoever's for all of the listening, ignore all the other stuff behind you, like the Wizard of Oz. Ignore everything behind everybody behind the curtain. Roger Peña, I am so sorry.
Hello, it's okay. Anyway, hello. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. Technical difficulties happen all the time.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that's watching. How can you tell how many people are watching or who's watching? My screen is so little. Oh, they're back.
Let's
Can
see.
you hear
They're
me?
back.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can
I
hear
cannot
all of
hear
you.
any of you.
Okay. Mr.
I
Peña,
can-
can you say something?
Hello. Hi. How are you? Nice to meet
Okay.
everyone.
So
I can't hear
What's going
him.
on?
Can I hear you?
listen,
Brenda?
It's like the old
Yep.
commercial for Sprint. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
okay. So Michelle and Rosa, hello all. Guys, this is I feel like the three
Let me get
stooges.
out again.
Yeah. So so as far as I understand, everybody else can hear us. So Roger,
right.
thank you for coming in on this fun, as you can tell. It's not the perfect I mean, I don't know. I don't think anything is perfect, and difficulties happen all the time, you know. So as long as you're here, I love that song. What Kelly noticed that. Let me put that on again. Oh, look, Gil Jimenez is on. Saludos from San Antonio. Gil Jimenez, hijo de Flaco Jimenez.
Paco Jimenez.
Yes, and so here we go. And she said, I see Intocable ex band members and Grupo Frontera ex members as well. Amazing song. So it is all those people that she mentioned. Talk to us about who is Roger El León Peña, for anybody who was like, who is this guy and why is he being
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, and well, I am your typical musician, I guess, per se. I've been involved in many projects since actually when we spoke or when we met at the breakfast. I'm celebrating 32 years touring and performing and recording with many artists. The song you just heard, that one's from Danny Sanchez. He's a former member of Intocable. For the people who follow Intocable, he's the one responsible for a lot of their older hits, producing and arranging and writing. And of course, they recognized Brian. He was a former member of Frontera.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the accordion on that album. I was Danny approached me about a few months back when we started, and he was looking for an accordion player, and they called me up, and we sat down and started collaborating. He already had a vision of what he wanted, and so that and there you go. He did a whole album actually. So that's the first single off that album. But again, I've recorded with the very first band. You all remember Fandango USA?
Of
Yeah, yeah,
course.
that was the my very first band that gave a chance back then. Was I was 17 years old,
Wow.
16, 17 when I got on the road with Fandango. A shout out to Mr. Balde Munoz. He's one of the main guys that gave me an opportunity, and from there, pues ahí me fui, recording with uh, many artists. Been blessed with Maz, with Jennifer Peña. As a matter of fact, a recording that I'm looking for. One of my first professional recordings was with the late great Freddie Fender. I'm very good friends with. Shout out to Margarita. I used to play with Freddie Fender's niece. Niece
Margie, yeah.
and Margie. Very good, close with the friends, and it's crazy how before I became friends with Margie, I had already recorded. There's an album that was recorded at Freddie Records, and I want to say the name of the album is called Internacional. I want to say it was called International. It's I've been looking for that, and I had a copy of it, and pues ya ves, things get lost here and there, but yeah, I read it from Freddie Fender. I've done plenty of work for many artists that came out of Q Productions with Abraham Quintanilla, also with Hacienda Records. Shout out to Rick Garcia. Now he has his record label. I
HR
can't.
Records, yes. I'm
Yes,
a
yeah,
stage artist, and
yes.
he called you Los Rogers.
Yeah, Los Rogers. Yeah, he calls me Los Rogers. Yeah, I've done a lot of work for through Hacienda and then through now through his new company. I've done plenty.
Awesome.
Uh, well, so but yeah, and we still can't hear them, huh? We can.
Well, we can. That's what I was explaining to them. We can hear them, but they
uh,
cannot hear us.
yeah.
So they're
Oh
just.
no.
I
So
know. My goodness, Diosito.
yeah.
Hello, beautiful
So
people. Mari Rivera, that's DJ Mari from Dallas, Tejano to the Bone. Saludos.
Hello.
Yes. And hello, Brenda. And let's see. We're trying this again. Brenda, can you hear us?
No, I don't hear you now. Let me get out again.
Diosito.
I can hear you.
I know we heard her fine, right?
Yes.
All right. Now we can't even see Norma.
Yeah.
Right. Fun times. Sorry.
Yes, that's all right. Yes,
I'm just gonna let that go because
Mhm.
uh, you've got a very, very interesting career record. And like you said, I mean, yes, you were back in the day, Fandango, and that's what the
Uh-huh.
time de los Chicanos and my dad es cuando you were with the band and that was it, hasta la vida, right?
Yes. I'm glad you mentioned that. That's one I feel really strong of. That it's kind of got lost nowadays. I guess with the younger, I guess. Well, I mean, because back in the day when I started, you would join a band, you would be in a band, and that was it. That's you were part of that. You know what I mean? And I grew up with that mentality. That school is that was your team. Yes, of course. You would go sit in with somebody else in a an emergency or something or whatever. But there was more. I feel, my opinion. I feel there was more dedication back then. With it's like I explained it to all. Like you know, you would go see a band, whichever band your favorite band, and you might not be able to name all the musicians that were in it, but you would recognize them. That's the keyboard player for Tal Hulano, or whatever, because it was
Right.
they would have that image, it was.
Yes.
And that kind of got lost nowadays. With the new bands that are coming up, there's a lot of new talent. Don't get me wrong, a lot of great talent, but every time you go see them, it's different guys, so it's kind of hard to create that prestige of what they're looking for. The talent is there, don't get me wrong, but image is very important.
And it's different now. How like she just mentioned, hey, that's a group of that's from Frontera and that's from
Mhm.
Intocable, because everybody was at and in esos tiempos. It's like that was just the whole.
Exactly. Yeah. Everybody knows that was Danny from Intocable because when he was in Intocable, he made that image. He made that for himself. And Intocable, it was always the same guys, the same guys, the same guy. And that's how he's recognized today. So it's very important, very very important for all you young guys out there listening. Stick to it. If you stick to it, you'll make it. It might not happen overnight, but if you stick to it, you will make it. You will. I promise.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, you mentioned that like a lot of artists, yes, a lot of artists, and that's one thing I always mention about Ruben Lopez. Saludos to Ruben Lopez and Noe Lerma and everybody out there with the Tejano Roots Hall of Fame, Mike Ramirez, Rick Garcia, who else? Noe Lerma, Joe Lozano. So those guys out there in Tejano Roots Hall of Fame, they recognize the actual artist, the guitar player, the bass player, the
Yes, yeah.
keyboard
As a
player,
matter of
the
fact,
vocalist.
yeah. Shout out to those guys. Hablando de eso, I was inducted también to the Tejano Hall of Fame in 2000. I might be off. 2015 maybe or something. I'm off with it. I should have wrote it down. But yeah, shout out to the Tejano Roots. Yeah, I was blessed and I was inducted to that. I don't know, it's one of my accomplishments, I guess. So
Yeah. So, and that's one thing that you can tell um, that I don't know. Well, they started some time back. I remember when my dad was inducted because just being part of Los Fabulosos, I think that's when they started the whole
mhm,
in recognizing the artists themselves, like
mhm.
I said, the individual
Uh-huh. The
individual
musicians. Mhm.
musicians. So now, with that said, you said just like any other musician, yes, there's a lot of musicians out there, and they all play with different people. Hey, saludos,
Uh-huh.
mira, hablando, hello from Tejano Roots Hall of Fame Museum. Saludos, Ruben. How are you? Saludos to everybody over there. Um, but not everybody's playing with the people you've played with. I'm just saying,
Yes.
saying.
Uh-huh.
So you kind of went a little bit above and beyond.
Yeah, well, I guess like right now I'm currently I kind of I still do a lot of work in the Tejana music, but now I've branched out and I'm with the grupero scene. I'm playing with the band Los Fugitivos, Jaime Espinosa Los Fugitivos. I've been touring with them quite some time, 7 years maybe already, or 10 years. I've known them for many many years. I did work for them back. As a matter of fact, that I can tell you when I met them was in 2001 or 2002 when that's the first time I worked with them. But I'm touring right now. As a matter of fact, you caught me here at home. This is our first weekend off. So we hadn't had a weekend off in months. We just got back from El Salvador,
Oh, wow.
and yeah, so I'm enjoying my time here in my little space, my little corner.
Yeah. So, and that's real interesting to me when I just chit chat a little bit here and there with you. So you start with, I mean, there can't be more Tejano than Fandango USA. You start with,
Yes, yeah, it was fun. As a matter of fact, a funny story. One of how I got into Fandango to begin with. I was playing locally. I was already playing with a bunch of local bands in the valley, and shout out to my compadre Jesse Flores Jr. He was playing keyboards at the time for Fandango USA. I had never met Jesse Flores before, and I had a friend. Well, he's still my friend, Albert Castillo. He's living up now in I want to say in Grand Rapids, Michigan, somewhere in Michigan. Anyway, Albert's a keyboard player, and somehow I don't know how he knew Jesse. They were friends or whatever. And Jesse Flores was about to quit Pananga USA, and he went to go play with Emilio Navarro.
uh-huh.
And I want to say this was in 96, 95 or something like that. 95, I guess. And so since Jesse was good friends with Albert, he gave Albert the heads up and say, hey, you know what? I'm taking off. Do you want the gig? You know, that way Jesse takes off, you know, the band keeps going. So I was so happy for my friend Albert. You know, he was going to, so I'll never forget. It was it was the beginning of the week. And he goes, oh, tomorrow I'm gonna, you know, go audition or you know, go practice the band. So me, I I just say, hey, well, ask them if they need an accordion player. And that's how it happened. So Albert went. Now at the time, if you remember back in 94, 95, that's when the Tejano started changing a little bit more. It started getting more intocables, intocable, perdón, accordion. Accordion started, you know, started going, Tejano music started going a little bit a different route, que estaba intenso, duelo, intocable, límite. The style was changing. And
Right.
Fandango USA really never had accordion before. They had some song, Hugo Guerrero played keyboards. He would do some songs with a piano accordion. So but they were really never based as an, you know, accordion band. So at that time, I guess it was just perfect. Uh, I told my friend Albert, hey, ask him if they need an accordion player, and he did. And at the same time, they were thinking about adding an accordion because to kind of give it a different feel or whatever. So it was just so perfect. So then it was on it was like on a Monday or Tuesday, and then the following day, Albert calls me. He goes, "Hey, guess what? They want to talk to you. They want to meet you." And I'm like, "For real?" And then it was like, "Yeah." They said they want, and then I got nervous. Well, as far as one, I wasn't really. I knew some of Fandango music, but again, it was mostly all keyboards, so I really didn't know what they wanted me to do. There was like one or two songs that had accordion. And then they were like, "Well, come Wednesday, which would be the following day." And I was, for real? So okay. And at that time, but I mean, I was very young, and I told my parents about que en paz descanse mi papá, mi mamá, and I was like, I need to borrow the car. And they're like, why? I was like, I'm gonna go audition for Fandango. They're like, okay. And so I took off, and I went to Balde Munoz's house there in Far. He lives on Cherokee. And I walk in, I meet the guys, I meet Hugo, and I'm starstruck, you know, because, pues, I mean, beside everybody, you know, the charanga and the Te Amaré un millón de veces and all these songs. And so these, you know, they walk in, you know, and this, what I was talking about earlier, like, you see these guys that you would see on the covers of cassettes, no había CDs, man, más antes, or the cassette, you know, and so I walk in and we meet, and they're like, okay, well, let's see what, so they said, just play, they showed me one, a Fandango song, like, here, listen to this. And I was like, okay, you know, I you know, winged it right there or whatever. They're like, okay, play whatever you feel comfortable with, you know, play unas polquitas o algo, ¿me entiendes? And I was like, orale, you know, I did that one song that they asked me to, and I did a polka, and I'll never forget. It was I did the Idalia. It's a Paulino Bernal song, I believe, polka. So I take off, so I start playing, and then right in the middle of it, Hugo stops playing, and he starts laughing, and he was like, "You're in." And I was like that, and I was like, well, we didn't even finish it. I was like, no, I was like, I'm seeing what you're doing. Yes, you can play. Yeah.
An expert knows.
Yeah, so that's how it happened. So then they're like, okay. So then they gave me more cassettes. And they're like, okay, and they highlighted the songs. Learn these songs, these songs, these songs. These songs all have keyboards, but go ahead and aprendetelas and just fill in. You know, just this is what we're playing. I was like, all right. And I'm like, okay, well, go home and come back, and we're gonna play. This weekend. And that weekend, it was I don't think they have it anymore. It was called Island Jam, in South Padre Island. It was the first year they had. That's the year I'll never forget there was a big deal about it. There used to be that show called Tejano Country. I think it was, and that was a big year because I remember Elia Reina had a red outfit that they asked her to perform in because that's the one she used for an award show. Anyway, So that was and it was crazy because they were like, okay, we're playing that, and I was like, well, this huge concert there at South Padre, and then they were playing there, and then Saturday we're playing in Lubbock, and to me at the time, I was like, we're gonna play South Padre Island on Friday, and then the next day Lubbock, Texas. Like that's far, you know, and I'm like, yeah, but we'll make it, you know. It's like and was, I mean, to me at that time, I had never, I would, Brownsville, San Antonio was the furthest I ever gone, and then and then to even imagine, like, are you kidding me? Like from the valley all the way to Lubbock for the next day, and they're like, yeah, well, and sure enough, and so I tell all my friends and I tell my parents, I was like, we're playing at the island. They told me the same thing. You're going to Lubbock in one, right after the gig, yeah, and sure enough, we made it, and that was my first weekend with Fandango. The I forgot how many people were there at the attendance, but my first gig was a concert, and it was televised. I have an old VHS tape somewhere, I don't know where, but televised, and I was like freaking out, and everybody just yelling, and and then finished up, roadies, get the equipment, we get in the van, and like, let's go to Lubbock, and we leave like at
Welcome to the
1 in the morning. Yeah, and we did, and then we did Lubbock, and then Sunday, it was Midland, Odessa, or something, that we were still over there, and I was like, this is crazy. That was my. I started learning a lot of things, a lot of things or whatever, and then going back to Freddie Fender, Hugo Guerrero at the time, he was him and Freddie Senior. He was the main producer. Y ahí es donde cuando comenzaron los leyendas y raíces. It was Freddie Martinez, Agustin Ramirez, Sonny Osuna, and Carlos Guzman.
Yeah.
And so before I even did anything for Fandango, Hugo was in the middle of producing that album, and at the same time, how in the mix or whatever, Hugo was producing for Freddie Fender. So we come back from the weekend, and we all go home. I to my home in Delmita. I'm from Delmita, Texas, San Isidro, Delmita. Shout out Stark County. I'm from a little ranch out there. Yeah, when you go that way and you make a left and you get lost, you're there. That's how far I live. And again, it was we were coming home, and we drop off Hugo in the studio, and we go home, because he's working in the studio, and then he calls me and he's like, hey, there's a part on this album I'm doing for Freddie Fender, and I have put some harps, but I don't like the way it sounds. Maybe we could put some accordion in there. And I'm like, he called, and I'm at home, and I'm like, what? Like, and they're like, yeah, just vente. And I was like, okay. So I was like, I told my mom and dad, I was like, hey, they need me up in Corpus, and but we have family members out there in Corpus. So my parents said, pues, we'll take you, and I see, pues, they can go visit family and whatever. And I'll never forget it. And I walk in, and I walk into Freddie Records, the old Freddie Records. The old studio was by the water on Chaparral Street, I believe. That's they still have it there, but that's where now they have the new one is down with Everhart or something like that.
Yeah, the
The
fancy
big
one.
bill, the fancy one. Pero
Right.
más antes era allá, Balagua. I walk in and I meet the engineer at the time. I think his name was Greg. Yeah, it was his name was Greg. I walk in and I meet Freddie Fender for the first time, and I'm like, oh my god! And we turns out, we became very good friends. We were close. We were communicating hasta que he passed away, and but we'll get to that in another part. And so I walk in and I meet Freddie Martinez Senior for the first time, and then so Hugo's playing the song, and they're like, "Go check this out," and he was like, "Métete," and I was like, "Okay, here we go," and and so I played what I felt needed to be played, and then of course Hugo had an idea of like, okay, I want the accordion to do this melody on this part or whatever, and I was like, okay, and I walked out, and he was still in the middle of producing, and he goes, there was some guitars that needed to be added because I play guitar also, and he was like, I got out the acoustic. So he was on the piano, and I grabbed the acoustic guitar to follow him because he was working out some parts. So as I was following, he just said, "Well, you know what? You're here already. Just do the guitar." And I was like, okay, So I ended up playing a few songs on the acoustic on that album. On the If anybody's out there, look for it. It's a Freddie Fender album called International. He's wearing like a white shirt on the album. I've been looking for it and I can't find it. And there's like mountains in the background of the
You know,
picture.
the expert is Eddie Olivo, Eddie Firmelon. He knows if he doesn't have it, he's gonna find it.
Okay, yeah, it's called it Internacional.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so,
Shout out to
what-
Eddie Firmelon. He does
so
all the old school. He does all
uh-huh.
the old school.
That was one of my first professional recordings. Unfortunately, I didn't get credited on the. If you see the album, you see my name on for the accordion. But when they turned in, they didn't know that I had did the acoustics. But that's little old me on acoustics on that song. And then while we were there, going back to the Leyendas Raíces, Hugo was producing that whatever. Y también he was like, pues, ¿sabes qué? Necesito accordion on this, whatever. And he was like, pues, métete. Así me decía, pues, métete. And I'll never forget it because the first recordings, I'm meeting, Mr. Freddie Martinez Sr., and he wanted some particular parts for the accordion melody. So he walks into the booth with me, and I'm 17, 16, going on 17, and he walks in the booth and he sits right next to me, and I have Freddie Martin right here like that, and like because he wants and he's okay. We'll go to the chorus, and so he starts humming out the parts, and I'm sitting on a 1-to-1, and like I'm nervous as hell because this. I mean, I had recorded but little demos around the valley. What I had never done something that mainstream or whatever. I thought Freddie Martinez, and he's humming out the parts. Good, and he would sit down like this, and then he'd be listening with the headphones. And then he stopped and he would do this. I was like, yes, okay, record it. And so he was happy, whatever. And I got out. I hit a home run. He liked it. And yeah, and that was one of my first professional recording experiences. They just threw me in there and with Freddie Martinez Sr. like right by my side, like the main bosses of the bosses.
Los jefes de
And
los jefes de los jefes.
yeah, and from there, I dedicated myself to doing a lot of studio work. For mini bands. There's even stuff that the other day I tried going through. I'm trying to make it like a portfolio of everything or whatever. And there's some stuff that I even forgot I even did. With Q Productions, también. I did a lot. They had a band, La Conquista. They had an artist back then. Oh my God, otra muchacha. Several. If you go to the catalog, if you listen to anything that came out of Q Productions from '94 to today, there's like about a 90% chance that with the accordion that you hear, there's a 90% chance that it's me. That's how much I would do. As a matter of fact, last year, antes que was Abraham just passed away a few months ago. My condolences to the Quintanilla family. They were all redoing some Selena stuff or whatever, and they were doing new versions of the song or whatever. And I did the accordion on some of that stuff.
That
On
is
some of, yeah, and so but that's what I do.
awesome. Let me pause for a little bit.
Okay.
For those of you that are wondering where Norma is, we are having a tremendous amount of technical difficulties. We're playing it off as best we can. Roger El León Peña is here with us talking about his awesome experience as an artist with big time people because he is so talented. Now, I'm going to pass it over to Brenda. Brenda cannot hear me, but I'm going to pass it to you. Brenda, do you have a question? You can talk. I think I can hear you. Talk. Cough.
Me?
No.
Oh, Brenda.
Brenda, yes. Can you?
No, but
You talk. I need sign language.
Hello.
You want me to talk?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Can
can
you-
hear. I can
can
hear
you
you
hear-
well. I can hardly hear her.
Okay.
But you can hear me?
I can hear you. So me and you talk.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's
Let's
what we
do
need to
this.
So
tell. That's what we
yeah,
need to
so
tell
I'm super
Norma.
excited to meet
Okay.
you, and I hear your
Igualmente.
yes, you can hear me?
Yes, yeah, no, I was saying igualmente. I'm excited to meet you.
Gracias, gracias.
Yes.
And I can totally hear the passion and your love for music and everything you've done and the things that you've been involved in. What a privilege
Yes,
that
yes. It's a big privilege and an honor for me to work with all these people and to be a part of, stuff that, the way it was explained to me and the way I still look at it, you record something and it's gonna stay there forever. One day we're not, but these recordings, our songs are gonna be there forever.
yes,
There's gonna be another kid who was my age at one time learning the accordion or guitar, whatever it is, and learning that stuff and and continuing is it's just I don't know, I love it. I love recording. Sometimes I've been called to go and sometimes I don't even know who I'm recording for. You just hey,
you just do it.
I just do it and it doesn't
Yes,
matter for who. A lot of people, there's sometimes they're very selective. If you believe in the song, you believe, just do it. Doesn't matter
yes,
for whoever. It just
that's right. I
we
agree with that.
you have to. There's been some sessions that I have turned down, I guess, for uh I guess lack of better term, like morals or whatever. Like maybe the individuals, they're not really. I don't know. I like to work with kind, respectful people, kind of
Of
whatever.
course,
So
of
there's
course.
there's maybe like only one or two that I did decline, for that because of the association. I just rather not, como te he dicho, dime con quién te juntas y te digo quién eres.
Te diré quién
Yeah,
eres. Ajá.
yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, I'm always in the studio. As a matter of fact, this morning I was shout out to Joe Leal, in West Lacombe. I had a session, and also shout out to Chewy. What's up, Houston and McAllen? He has his Aluvel Studios. Y también to otro Chewy. He has New Sound Studios in McAllen. These are all the studios that I jump back and forth and
Right. And
yeah.
where do you reside? Did
Right
I miss
now,
that?
well, I have my properties in San Isidro and Delmita, but right now I'm living in Edinburgh. I have an apartment in Edinburgh, Texas.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm from Edinburgh too.
Okay, I'm right behind Fast Eddie's. I'm
Well,
right-
I'm here by 107 on Ware Road.
107 and we're okay. Well, then you're close by. Yeah, I'm right behind Pan next to Pan Am. Well, it's not called Pan Am anymore, right? What they call it?
No, it's UTRGV, right?
Yeah, I still call it Pan Am.
Me too, all the time. People
Yeah, I
people
still
are
call
always
it.
saying like, "Oh, my daughter's going to Pan Am." Pan Am? Yeah, Pan Am.
Pan Am,
Because
it's Pan Am, but I mean, so
yes,
I'm from
but
there,
those are
but
my runs, like all 107, like, I go to Dunkin', get my energy drink at 107.
nice. My run is there from, plus I live right next to Fast Eddie, so I just walk. I just
Oh,
walk there, and
nice.
that's my hangout spot. Usually, I have my little corner away from everybody, and I just sit there, have maybe one or two beers, and
Yes.
I even
Well,
embarrass
the thing I love about the Valley, and of course, Gigi's in Mission, and well, she's not in Mission right now. Let me tell you, Gigi's all over the United States. One day she's in Mission, and another day she's
Oh
somewhere
my
else.
goodness! Wow.
But the talent that we have here in the Valley.
Yes, there's a lot of talent, a lot of new talent. Like, that's why I can't stress enough, what we are talking about earlier, about discipline. That the talent is there, and it just sometimes the dedication gets lost as far as the team. I always get in trouble for this quote. I always say, it's because right now the younger cats, every nobody wants to be in a band. Everybody wants to have their own band, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be like, yes, if you could sing, you can sing, but if you're really not a singer, if you're more of a guitar player, then focus on your guitar playing. And if this guy plays guitar, but he's a better singer, then that should be your singer, and you have that team, and it's still your music, your writing, your whatever. But a lot of times it's like, oh well, no, I want to be the one in front, and that's good. Everybody has the right to if that's your dream, whatever. But sometimes you have to know your place of where you're at. You know, for instance, oh no, she's gone.
I'm here.
There
Technical
she is.
difficulties.
Yay, she's back.
I stopped hearing you, so
Oh,
I left and come back. But
I can't hear.
Brenda, can you hear me?
can you hear me?
Now we can't hear her.
No, I can hear her.
Hello,
I
hello.
can't hear her.
Rosito.
Okay, let
Can
me get
you?
out.
I can't hear her. No. Oh, and she's gone. Like,
Welcome to the
oh,
show.
no, this is awesome. This is awesome. Okay.
Apparently, StreamYard, which is the platform I use, is having technical difficulties. So the platform itself, so that might be an issue.
Okay.
Hopefully, let's try it again. But in the meantime, I love your story. And let me just real quick go back to Ruben Lopez, because he mentioned something important. He said, I've been the president for 15 years. Before, they would look at the main artist. So when I took it over, we decided we needed to recognize the band members. Also, we'll be accepting bios in August. Contact Ruben Lopez at 361-765-3523 for more information. So guys, if you have been in the business for 15 years or more, you're eligible. So send your bio to Tejano Roots Hall of Fame. We recognize everyone that contributes keeping the conjunto Tejano music alive. So that's awesome. All right. So and again, saludos to, let me just take a Gigi, we can't hear you. I hope y'all can hear you. Can you hear me now? Kelly, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? So George Francis, Kelly Delgado, who else? Just came in a shout out to the people that are in here. Rosa El Hernandez, Teacup, saludos. Who else? Keith Leal from Tejano Time Podcast. Thank you for coming in. Let's see. So, yeah, that's about it for right now. Let's see if we can hear Brenda.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Yes.
I can hear both of you. This is a miracle.
See, come on.
Like you,
I already put my jammies back on.
You know what's the problem?
I
The
can't
three
hear.
of us-
I can't hear you, Brenda. Can you hear me?
No.
You can hear me. I can't hear you. Well,
Can
I mean,
you hear me? Roger, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Gigi. I can.
Let's do the Can You Hear Me show.
Yeah. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? You're gonna walk this.
For real. Talk, Brenda.
Can you hear me?
Oh, well,
Can you hear me?
you kind of there. Like you did something.
Can you hear me?
It's kind of like want to come in, like you doing something. You move something, and
Can you hear me?
well,
I can hear you.
I can't hear you now.
Kelly, can you hear all of us? If Kelly can hear us all, then we're good. Kelly,
Right.
talk to me, Kelly.
Kelly, can you hear us?
Kelly.
What is that?
Joe.
I'm blind as a bat. You're picando aquí. It looks like a microphone that was coming out on, but it's a picture behind you, Brenda. And I'm over here thinking it's like a microphone. Maybe it's, I can't see. I'm blind as a bat.
I can hear you. I can hear you, Brenda. Well, all right.
Okay, well then, if Brenda wants to ask a question, let her ask it, and then you repeat it back to me, and then I can, right? And we can have like
Brenda,
a.
Can you hear me, Brenda? Brenda, it's gone altogether. Son,
Yeah, she's done. Man,
this we've had technical difficulties, but this is the funnest it's ever been.
This is awesome.
Can you hear me?
I can raise your hand if you can hear her. I can hear you.
I can't hear you. No.
Okay, so you ask the question and I'll repeat it to him, Brenda.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is the fun part of living in the RGV.
Being part of this.
No, like our services are always bad.
Oh, no, like George Vincent said that I think because I use StreamYard is having issues.
Oh.
It's the platform. And yes, I will learn sign language. But everybody has to learn too. We'll have classes. We'll have
yes.
Sunday at 11 a.m.
Yes.
We'll
have accordion lessons and then
hear
sign
me
language
show.
lessons.
Oh my goodness. Chinelas, you know what?
We have to have him again.
We're gonna
Gigi,
have to get in.
what if you take her off? Like, 'cause she takes herself off and comes back in. What if you take her off?
I've been taking her off.
Oh, you're the one taking her off.
Yeah, and then well, she's removed herself, and then I add her back on.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No,
It's-
no.
no.
Ay, Diosito. All right, and but you know what? Imelda said I can hear all of you. So the outside world can hear all of us.
Okay, well, that's good. That's what matters.
Funky stuff going on. Funky, funky, funky. Let me see. Nombre ya se fue. Oh, wait.
There
Can
she
you hear
is.
me?
Yay! Yes,
You can hear her. Can you
I
hear
can
us?
hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Can you
yes.
hear us? Can you hear us?
I don't know what this anymore.
We're gonna have to have you back because I've heard half of what you said.
And you've got a great story. Brenda,
Yes.
can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can
Oh,
hear both of you.
Awesome.
All right.
All right.
Yay!
Okay, now Gigi, let me talk now.
Okay, go. Your turn.
Because you're still
You
losing
have the floor.
it. Hurry.
So anyway, I was saying before Heaven got me out, that we have so much talent here
There
in the
is a lot.
valley,
There
and
is a lot.
it's
There is a lot.
growing so much. But I have to give a lot of credit to, like, for example, Gigi, that is pushing that
Yes.
and those foundations that are really helping kids out to, get their
Yes.
talents out there and stuff. But it is
Yes.
so great to hear your stories, and to know that there are talented people that are willing to basically keep sharing their music. But I was gonna say something. How is that transition into, because I'm Tejana, I'm Countryana, I'm Mexicana, I'm everything.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But you say you just went into the grupero.
Yes. My transition, as far as the style of playing, you mean like the style of music,
Mhm.
it is different. It is different. You have to, it's not only grupero, but every genre of music, you have to be open to suggestion and respect it for what it is. Like a lot of musicians, whatever, like if you go some Tejano bands or whatever, they go record a country song, and you play the country song of what we feel or whatever, but you hear a country guy actually play it, and that's is it, ¿me entiendes? So
Yes.
going back to your question, another funny story, since we're about talking stories. When I finally get the gig, I'll tell you how that later. But when I finally got the gig with whatever, my first rehearsal with Fugitivos, pues I learned the music, ¿verdad? I have the show, and it's gonna go like this and all that, and everything. And so our first rehearsal, and I this is true. Our first practice, the first rehearsal, whatever, we start the first song, and we get like maybe like 8 measures or a few bars into it, and Heinz says stop. Like he stops the band, and he turns out, Roger, estás tocando un poquito muy tejenao. He told, and I'm like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, pues, yeah, I mean, that I come from there, and I was like, pues, and then I was like, es que así no se toca. And I was like, what? I go, well, I'll never forget this. The key of the song is in B. And I was like, but this is B. I was like, yes, but you don't play it like that. You play it like
Right.
this. And I'm
Yes.
like, wow. And he goes, and so it's more like a acoustic style playing. And then even the strumming, the
Yes.
wrist,
The
it's a different.
strumming.
So you're still playing a ranchera, you're still playing una
Right.
cumbia, pero it's different.
Right.
It's a different motion. It's still the key of B, but your note placements are like this.
Exactly.
But that's the first thing that came out in front of her. Estás tocando bien en tejanao.
You
Like,
know,
it's like crazy. But
right. You
so
know
I
that my son is playing with Grupo Mero Valle, which is grupero,
uh-huh.
and but his background is worship music, like
Okay.
worship at church,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
and a lot of rock and some metal and stuff like that. So
Uh-huh.
transitioning into that, he was like, okay, the strumming is so
It's
different.
it's a whole different ballgame, and it's crazy because I've caught myself, uh, because I've been touring with Fugitivos for many years. I've caught myself, when I'm doing a studio work or whatever and all that. Sometimes when I have to lay down some guitars or whatever, I hear, like, I have to, like, go back, and like, okay, aquí es Tejano,
Right.
bro. Aquí se toca así. ¿Me entiendes? Not only Tejano, pero como conjunto. So when you grab el bajo sexto, estás tocando una ranchera, but
Yeah.
el bajo tiene su plomeo. It has its way, and that's because you're still in the Tejano genre, but es más conjunto.
Right.
And I've caught myself plenty of times, where I'll lay down, lay down the track, not lay down, lay down the track, and I hear the playback y se escucha, sing, I'm strumming, grupero. It's like, fuck, I gotta change it. Oh, I said, fuck. Oh, I said it again. Sorry. And I have to, anyway, nobody can hear us anyways. We
No, they can all hear us. That's a
can say fuck, 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 fuck. Nobody.
Actually, this is the part of the show that everybody's actually hearing us.
The only part everybody heard.
Oh my gosh. Oh, they're going to play it over and over and over. So it's gonna be on YouTube as it says most replayed part ever. I'm guessing. So
You're gonna
anyway,
go
yeah,
viral.
it's different. If and right now, you mentioned of conjunto and the roots and all that, and also the transitioning of playing into a different style. I've done some, like, I'll never forget one time I was out well, and Crescent Moon at the well, the studio's not there anymore. It was Gloria Stefan's old studio, and we were out there, and I was laying down some tracks, and I was doing some accordion, and we're laying stuff, and it's just not right. It's just not right. And so I did, like, I don't know, maybe like 8 different takes. It's just not right. It's just what they're looking for and whatever. So I was like, you know what? Let me try something. So I went back in and I was like, let's take the song from the top, because usually I like to dissect it according to whoever's producing or whatever. I go, you know what, just give me the song from the top and just run tape. So on that, several times when all else fails, I just play traditional conjunto stuff,
Right.
just like I'll start, just regular. And I got that, before hace mucho, antes que falleció Flaco Jiménez, because he was one of my, as far, heroes, as far as, well, yes, of course, musically, whatever, but of course, crossing over, he did so much stuff in Nashville for so many big time country artists.
Right.
And when I would talk to those musicians and to those producers and to those engineers, they would tell me the simplicity to where whatever genre you're playing, you have to stick to the stuff. It's an accordion, so yeah, you could do a lot of fancy stuff, a lot of these beautiful chords, and you do all these licks. But sometimes what you just need to do is just let the accordion play for itself. Just let the. And I've gotten out of several binds that to where we're frustrated that it's just not working, and I'll go and I'll play pedacitos de polquitas, it's
Yeah.
like, and then going back to Miami, I was working with an engineer named Scott Fritz, and we're working whatever, and then he's like, "Wow, that is awesome." He was like that. We were like, and I'm playing these the ABC, bubblegum, whatever,
Yeah.
and they're like, "That's what we're looking for," and I'm
Right.
like for real,
So
so.
basically, start basic, like
Start
start.
basic, yeah,
Yeah.
and I learned a lot there, to where what you have to understand what the other instruments are doing. If there's a lot of
Mhm.
movement with the guitar or a piano, but then you got to back off on the other. Let that instrument or whatever. And so we attacked that song, and then we did another song, and I attacked it like that.
Right.
I pretend I was back home. I pretend I was at my rancho in Delmita.
Yes.
And I started just playing, thinking,
Yes.
like little pieces of polquitas, like from Tony La Rosa, and stuff like that. Like little licks, like that, and that's perfect. You know,
Yes, but that's
and
such a valuable tip though,
yeah,
because
so
there are a lot of musicians, especially starting musicians,
mhm.
that are doing a few different genres,
Yeah.
like I go back to my son. He's 17. He started playing when he was 8,
Hmm.
and now he's doing, he knows worship, he knows
Yeah.
praise, he knows a little bit of country because he also plays with a
Yes.
country band. He's
Yes.
doing, he's done bajo sexto, he's done, like all these different, but it's such a great tip and
Yes.
valuable because
Yeah. And
so
also, I recommend all the young pairs to like the way you say your son is, that listen and get, not only listen to her, but understand why se toca así. ¿Me
right.
entiendes? You to get to, it's like, you hear a lick of, like a country lick, a little twang or some whatever. I try and learn like, okay, this is country, but why is that? Why is when the guitar does that? And then you start discovering there, once you execute that style right or whatever, when you have to play other parts, the other parts come out easier because you understanding, okay, pues así se toca, because of the region of
Hmm, hmm.
and going back to, the strumming, porque se acompaña así, and pues
Yeah,
because of más, and that's very important
because
to
the
understand.
roots of the music, where it comes from.
Yes, yes,
Your
yes,
versatility was the reason. If anybody was wondering or questioning why every promo that I did for you was one style, Los Fugitivos, and then it
yes,
was Jennifer Peña, and then it was
yes,
us, and
yes.
it wasn't that it was disconnected. It's that you played all that.
On all those songs that
Yeah.
I'm on there. Yes, I call it a job security for me. That's why I learned all the instruments
Yes,
to make sure I
yes.
have a gig because I live
You
off of it.
you have such a rich variety of
Yeah,
musical experience, and
mhm.
that itself, you're gonna have a job
Yeah,
forever.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've been blessed, and
It's a blessing, yes.
over the years I've found, uh the best way, I guess, to, well, as far as for me, as far as like to be, I like to be the behind the scenes kind of guy, like I'm really don't I like to be not control, but directing the band, or like I like the moving parts or whatever, and I found that a lot of times what happens, especially with the young cats, is just because you could do that lick doesn't mean you have to do it. You know what I
Hmm,
mean? Is
hmm,
that
hmm.
if it doesn't call for it,
Right.
don't do it. I mean, it's amazing that you could do it. Sometimes, a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of guys out there, I mean, respetos, hell of a lot better than me, musicians or whatever. I mean, monsters. I look up to these guys.
Hmm.
But then sometimes when they get into a studio or they get called for something, they're unrehearsed because they're like, oh well, I'll wing it. It's done. It's like, no.
Yeah,
If they
it's
give you a
easy. They
song,
think it's easy, and
yeah, and
yeah,
it's not. If they give you a song or they give you an idea, listen to it and learn it, and go from there or whatever, and I mean, there's some guys who I look up to. I mean, these guys, I'll never even get close to their talent, but sometimes that hurts. I get hired not because I can go on the court, you know what I mean?
hmm,
Like
hmm,
I
hmm.
get hired because, pues, the client wants to hear this,
Right.
and I not unless it's my own project, and yeah, I'm gonna,
Yeah, you do
for
your
the,
own thing because it's
yeah, but
yours.
other than
Yeah.
that, it's very important. When you get hired, they're hiring you for a reason.
Right.
Because they hear something, and you're the guy that, they can't play the instrument, but you're the guy that
Hmm.
that interprets.
Right.
It's the to me it's always the client first, the artist first, the singer first, of to
Yeah.
make them feel comfortable, because the more you deliver, the better. Than simpler, or not, maybe not simple. Sometimes there's complex stuff, but the more you execute of what they want to hear, the better they're gonna sing. The more
Right.
comfortable they're gonna be, and it's just a big ball. Everybody's happier, did it, and everybody, and it just grows from there.
And
Something.
then Roger, sometimes I feel like sometimes less is more. So
Yes.
a lot of the times the song just calls for something basic and something very,
Yeah.
simple, and
Yes.
it makes the song grow, and it makes the
Yes.
song more richer. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yeah, because you're letting it's you're letting all the it's like you make food, you're letting all the ingredients do. If you put too much
Hmm.
apple or something,
Exactly.
like
Right.
we all like it, but if you put too much of it, it's like yeah, you know what I mean. And
And
that's the
then I've
way.
heard, Roger, recordings where the musicians, or rather, not the musicians, but the instruments, when the final product is delivered, like all the instruments are fighting against each other.
Yes,
Like,
yes, and,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes it's hard, and not only that, but then sometimes, like the way you say, when the instruments are all fighting each other, the even in the mix to even you're not even letting the engineer do a good job in mixing
Right.
because there's no breathing room, what I call it,
Yes. Yes.
and everything is all cluttered and it's great. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the parts of how they were executed, like, hey, if you wanted to do a solo, oh,
Right.
hello, oh,
Yeah, no.
oh,
I wanted to stress right now you're playing with Los Fugitivos, and as
yes,
far as your versatility is concerned, and this Daniel Sanchez, the one you sent to
uh-huh.
do the video thing, this is the song that he's playing right now, and I didn't play it until I uh just before we got on, and
Uh-huh.
this is definitely showing versatility. You know,
Hmm.
listen to this.
Oh, estoy aquí, yeah.
Me trataste de olvidar y estoy aquí. Pensaste que me iba a rajar y estoy aquí. Me caí pero volví a parar y estoy aquí. Porque pase lo que pase, yo estoy aquí. Yeah.
I like that horse.
Are you in this? Are you in this? Did you play in this one?
No, not on that one.
Oh,
I did that song, but a different version of that song.
No te rindas, nunca para atrás. Hacia adelante y hacia arriba. Tu corazón tienes que guardar. Sería un pecado no intentar. Yeah.
so what would you say?
Te caigo bien.
¿Qué estilo es ese?
I don't know. I mean, it's got cumbia with rock in it, I guess.
Yeah. It sounds
Yeah,
a little bit of everything.
yeah. Cause Danny did two versions of each songs, which the I guess the regional more of not I don't want to say traditional because it is his unique style, but with the accordion bar. And then he did the versions of Mas Rock. As a matter of fact, shout out to Danny. What I'm very proud of this album that I was blessed to participate in because again, Danny's one of those musicians that he knows what he wants, and I mean he's a monster bajo sexto player. So the attack that we used on it, it was one of the first albums where we said since he's a bajo sexto player, so I mean other musicians would understand what I mean. His writing, his arranging is according to that. He's a lead player, so the accordion usually it's the accordion and then the guitars or the bajos harmonize. But on this, it's different. A lot of the licks that we would sit down with, or he would sit me down. It's he's doing the first, and then I'm harmonizing on top of some of the stuff that he did. Yeah, partes, and he's very knowledgeable on modes on whatever. So I was doing some scales and some modes that are they're just not your normal for accordion. There was a lot of I was so excited because I'm a guitar player by heart also, but I was doing a lot of guitar leads, guitar licks on a chord, and it just worked. It worked beautifully. It was shout out to Danny. He's
Yeah.
a great guy. He's a great guy. Shout out.
And that's why I wanted to mention what he's doing because you had him actually do that video drop and do that song. So and going back to what we had talked about before, as far as your versatility is concerned, and you started in Tejano, and now you're with these guys. For those people, I've heard the song.
Yeah, that's their everybody like even if you don't follow grupero, but
Hmm.
everybody has heard the song La Loca.
Yes, yes.
When that's as a matter of fact, they're one of the first gruperos that was always on Johnny Canales. The fugitivos would that's another quick story. This is my kind of, to me, my dream band, kind of, sort of, whatever, because when that song came out in 92, and it was a very big hit. Even if you're only into Tejano, everybody knows La Loca. And these
Uh-huh.
guys would come out on Johnny Canales cada rato, even when Johnny had his show based out of Chicago, and all that, when he had Johnny Land y todo eso. These guys were always on there because that song was just, you know,
Yeah.
and I guess everything came into full circle because my mom, que en paz descanse, that she loved Los Fugitivos, she loved La Loca. She would wake me up Sunday mornings because Fugitivos are gonna be on, and she would wake my ass up to go see these fools, like that. And the other song that people recognize is Diablo, because I believe Cali Carranza did a version of Diablo, but it's originally Fugitivo song. And so every morning, when they would be announced, my mom, you need to listen to this. You need to listen to it. And so when I finally met Jaime, I mean, my mom was still alive when I met Jaime, so she knew I was, but she didn't get a chance to see me with the band. She never knew. But she did know that I would associate with them, and so I mean, it's all full circle. And now I'm playing in that band,
That is
and
awesome.
I love this band because I've always wanted to be in every band I've always played in. I was always either the accordion player or the keyboard player all the time. I always wanted to be a guitar player, like I said, I want I want to headbang and stuff like that, whatever.
Yeah.
And so when I got this gig, I'm in heaven, I'm like, I guess. And then it's crazy because a lot of my peers in the grupero world, we play with all these bands. Shout out to los Bondadosos and all these guys out. They don't know I play accordion. And like they see me as a guitar player. And I'm cool with that. I like that. Whatever. But then they freak out like when they get to know me, whatever. Like, oh, is that you? It's like, yeah. And then they freak out that I come from the Tejano world. Into
And
to that.
because y'all mentioned it, la onda es diferente. I know nosotros. I mean, when we would switch drummers, we could tell when we had a Tejano drummer and when we had a Mexican drummer because the
Yeah,
whole song,
it's different. It's different. Yeah. And I'm just so blessed at how everything. If I could tell another story, I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but before right after that story, I want you to answer this question.
Well, I'll answer it right now. Tell me. Ask me.
Okay, so the big difference with Tejano and Mexican bands.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Uh. Well,
Watch
as
it, because
far
I'm Mexican.
no.
No, you're not.
You mean as in the professionalism? Is that
Mhm. Whatever you
right
want to
now?
say.
Right now, the way the industry is, the I mean, shit, here it goes. I said the bad word again. The right now, the professionalism and the industry, as far as in Tejano, it's not where it used to be. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying there ain't professional people out there. I'm not saying it, but we must admit it's not where it used to be. Tejano is not where A lot of people say it's dead. A lot of people know there's whatever and all that, but we can all agree that it's not where
Where
it
it
used to be.
agree.
Now, from what I've seen playing over here on this world, the professionalism, meaning as far as you know hey, if sound check's at 2 p.m., it's at 2 p.m., and that's it. There's
Not
not
two,
like,
not
yeah,
2-ish, 2:30-ish.
no, not 2:30, and it's not at 1:30 either, like you're trying to be badass being there so early. No, if they tell you to be there at 2, it's 2 o'clock. As far as the performance of playing, like, I don't know how it is, maybe in the San Antonio area and all that, but what I see a lot here in the valley is there'll be a group of guys, and they're called, this is the band name or whatever, and then that they play on a Friday, and then Saturday night you see three of those same guys playing at that same place, but with two other guys. But now the bass player, singer, and now they're called a different band. and it's not. That's
And
not the way
yeah,
it
we
works.
started that actually, that was the conversation we started with. But
Yeah.
you know what? But to tell you the truth, a ver, ¿dónde van a tocar?
No,
Ya no,
but that just okay. But that's just it. That's
yeah.
just it. Okay. This is where it gets complicated, and I don't want to step on anybody's toe. But that's just it. Only want to tocar. You don't have to, because a lot of these guys they say, "Oh, just to fill up the calendar and to play." I was like, okay, wait a minute. So know your worth. So okay, it's like okay, everybody has 9 to 5 jobs because everybody has the right to put food on the table on whatever way they can. Okay, so if you're covered, gracias a Dios, you're covered. You have your 9 to 5, okay, and you're paying your bills, and that's what you're living off of. So then you can work more with your craft. So that means you don't. If you believe in your band and you're gonna play Friday, and you don't have a gig Saturday, don't go play Saturday with somebody else unless you know what an emergency. They called you a few hours before whatever. Okay, you got to help your buddy out. But wait a minute. So how are you going? It's very simple. So then you all these bands are playing these clubs, and people are like, "Oh, now with this band, what are not?" And then you go hire them for a wedding or quinceañera, and they want to charge you. You know, you charge X amount of dollars or whatever. So then those same musicians se pelean like, "Oh, well, you better pay me. I got to get paid so much." I was like, "Why? When you just paid for $60 yesterday at this club?" You know, so that's why to answer when where are they gonna play? Well, don't. You don't have so you create the demand. It's a supply and demand. They teach you that in college. Like so it's like create the demand, especially now with social media. If you look at a lot of people's social media, the videos look great, and all that. Okay, so you want to present that image to the people that sound, and how do you do that? Is by your team. What happens is that the way I go back to what I was saying, you play on Friday, and then 3 guys are playing Saturday, and with 2 guys, they're gonna play the same songs, but since these guys have a certain way of playing, these guys whatever, and then it's not even a rehearsed thing, and it sounds different, and they play the song, yeah, it's great musician, whatever, but the band doesn't sound tight. And the reason it doesn't sound tight is because nobody wants to go to the rehearsal. It's like, but I play that song. I play it too, whatever, but yes, but you have to play it. You have to
Yes.
respect the song as I'm speaking, you have to attack the song to the best of your ability. You know what? Maybe that song is kind of hard, but this is as close as I can get to it. Maybe I'm off a little bit, pero así va la canción. ¿Me entiendes? I don't try and do something that whatever or improvise a part or
Hmm.
whatever,
Hmm.
because
Right.
it happens again because then, well, this guy, he's used to playing it because he plays it like that with this band. Well, here you're not,
Hmm.
no, and
Yes.
that's what happens,
Yeah.
and that's one of the that I think is the problems with going back to the other question of the professionalism to where más antes, going all the way to the 90s, early 90s, whatever. Like I said earlier, if you go see a band, if you don't know maybe all their names, but you recognize them. That's the
Hmm.
keyboard player for whoever. That's the
Hmm.
accordion player for whoever. And it's like that's the way it should be. Because and if you now going back to the other question and saying the difference with the regional and Tejano, right
Hmm.
now, even if you make fun of any rascuache little beginning band, norteño band, whatever, when you go see them play, you see them. You're not gonna see that bajo sexto player or that bass player tomorrow night with another norteño band. ¿Me entiendes? They stick to their guns.
They stick to their, yeah.
Like this is we're called
Los
las
rascuaches.
cachuchas, and
You just made a new band, Los Rascuaches.
yeah, yeah, and they dedicate themselves to that, and it, and they're not their own musicians. Man, I can speak on this because I've witnessed it. I've seen it, because I live off of this too. I live. That's all I do is music. Cuando me va bien, me va bien. Cuando me va mal, me va mal. But sometimes I do make the sacrifice to where I will get calls and can you play with this person? And I'll say no, I will. Like that. They're very selective I'm very selective on who I'm playing, not because I don't like them or whatever, but because I try and create, like I play. Yes, I do play with a few local acts, pero son contados, and you will always only see me with, like for instance, this was our weekend off with Fugitivos. I could have hustled. I could have, played with somebody or whatever, because everybody could use the money. God knows I can, but también you have to reserve yourself for the art. Respect the music. Respect the song.
Mhm, mhm,
Respect the
mhm.
band,
Yes.
respect the crowd, the people who are paying money to go have a good time, to go dance. They want to dance a song that they recognize, and that's the way it goes because the people are there, they're dancing and they start singing along, and then you're jamming out and improvising, and the people are like, wait, that doesn't really go like that. It doesn't, and they don't know music, but they know it doesn't go like that because that's not the
Yeah.
way they hear it on the CD.
Yeah.
And to me that's very important. Even if you're a local band, play it as close as you can to the record. And
Right.
I get it. Maybe some musicians are better than others. Great, but just get as close as you can. If you're the guitar player, well, así va esta canción. Maybe it has a lot of like Jay Petty's music is very technical, whatever. Get as close as you can to it.
Right. Right.
And if you get as close as you can to it, and the bass player did the same thing, chinga, the band's gonna sound tight. It's gonna sound great. The guy that's drinking over there by the bar is gonna be like, "Yeah, that's awesome," and that
Otra.
guy's gonna buy more beer, and that guy's gonna pay again to go see you, and that's what it's, and that's, I mean, that's my
That's good
humble
advice,
opinion.
Roger. I like what you're
Yeah.
saying.
you know and
Yes, and
it
that's
should be, and I hate it because a lot of my peers, they do it like, well, I gotta fill up the calendar. It's like, no, you don't have to fill up your calendar because you already have your calendar filled up with your money for your 9 to 5. God bless you, you have a job. So now work on your craft. If you don't have a gig that weekend, practice the songs that you want to play with the bands. Practice those songs, that way,
Roger.
mándeme.
No, no, no. I was gonna just make a comment. Sorry for interrupting you.
No, no, no.
That one of the band's right now biggest challenge is rehearsing because most bands or most members live apart from each other,
Right. So,
like different cities. But I, in my person, me, I have to rehearse and I have to rehearse really, really good several times in
yeah,
order for me to feel confidence when I'm performing the song.
right, exactly. And another thing also, but that's a valid point in what you're saying. A lot of people, they're scattered.
Mhm.
Okay. So with that being said, that should be an incentive to make you want to be better, because one thing that I cannot stand, and like things that we do over here, whatever, is there's a difference between rehearsing and practicing. You
Right,
practice at home,
right,
you learn your whatever it is, you practice, and or practice other skills or to become a better whatever. You practice on your own.
correct.
Rehearsal is when you come together. So it's going back to, okay, you all live out of town, the different band members, whatever. But okay, if you don't have a gig on that weekend, then utilize that weekend. Okay, treat it
Hmm.
like a performance. Okay, sabes que Saturday,
Yes. Time
it's
management.
so it's rehearsal Saturday, and treat it as a gig. If you treat your rehearsal as a performance, that it's gonna be better, because a lot of, like for instance, like the bands that I've been in, or like the bands that I direct or whatever, the rehearsals, if we're playing the song and somebody messes up, stop. Don't A lot of I've been to a lot of these band rehearsals and I'm playing whatever, and a guy messes up and the song keeps going and whatever. All you're doing right there is rehearsing the mess up, because when you go play live again, that same little part that guy didn't get is gonna be that part that messes up again. So it doesn't matter if it's the drummer, if is or whoever, if it's the bass player, and there's a hiccup or whatever, stop. Whoever your band leader is, stop the song and ask the
Right.
question, why did you mess up? Oh, it's good. Okay, if you're not unsure, the guitar player, hey, what chord is that? Okay, or here,
Yes. Correct
that,
the problem. And
okay. And then you start the song again.
got you.
And that's one of the big problems that man, I'm getting all worked up because I don't, well, it's because it's the truth. It's like,
Yeah.
When you're messing up at rehearsals, you're practicing the mess up.
That mistake.
You know, and yes, you're a great musician and all that, but if you mess up, it's most likely because you don't know what chord it went to. So just ask the question,
Right.
what part goes there? And there's gonna be one guy who is well rehearsed and is like, oh, but son estos tonos, or the keyboard player can give the guitar player the lick with the piano. Oh, it goes like this. Yeah,
Right.
okay, and then do it.
Yeah.
And and that's another main thing, that the discipline. So even if you, going back to your question, or that you have musicians all over the place. For instance, our drummer, our keyboard player in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
So what we try and do, since we're on the road a lot or whatever, like, okay, we know. For instance, right now we're working on some new songs. We're gonna. I really can't mention that new shows we're doing, but we're doing stuff, whatever. So when we're on the road, we take the time to, okay, today's sound check is going to be dedicated. Let's sound check with the stuff that we got to put together. ¿Me entiendes? Like, we don't even attempt to even perform it. No, we put it together. And if there's a problem, stop. I even me, like, I ask questions, and sometimes I'm in charge of a project, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I was like, "What are you doing there?" You know what I mean? And that's very important.
Yeah, that's
Asking,
not how it goes.
yeah, and asking questions, and if you could, it's like working out. If you dedicate yourself to working out, it's not overnight, it isn't, but if you
Mm-hmm.
work out enough, or it's like
Right.
dieting, you can't expect to go on a diet, and but if you work at it, everything, the results that you're looking for, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I don't care who you are. I've seen it. I've seen, and a lot of times, what happens also is that there's a band that hits, and their playing is not a god really badass, but they hit. Why? Because they concentrate. Lo que tocan solid, macizo, and
Yes.
they won't play anything else, but they don't have to, because
Right.
they're playing as a team of
Yeah.
what the song, the way it goes, their hit, of how they arranged it or wrote it or whatever, to the best of their ability. And when they play, así va la canción, and eso es lo que pegó. And then there's a lot of musicians, man, they suck. Why? Because they're getting paid and they're getting popular, and you're still at home. It doesn't work that way. You have to, it's like I told my musician friends who are better than me, why did you practice so much to be such a badass at music, and then to start criticizing, and let them do what they have to do. You do what you got to do with your band,
Yes.
your
Absolutely.
project, and this is, don't worry about what that band is covering the same song we're covering.
Right.
let them
Correct.
let them cover the same
Yes.
song. You're gonna play it, but you don't even know. Maybe they're having issues of what I said at rehearsal. So your guys, we're gonna play the song. This is the way the song goes. Y así se va a tocar, and we're a team and unit. We go out there and you make money. People are happy. They clap for you, and they're gonna go see you again. I promise they're gonna see you the next time you go
Mm-hmm.
play.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the way it is.
That's great advice,
And
Roger.
that's my story, and I'm sticking to
Yeah.
it.
No, it's great because I mean, a lot of, I've had band members, potential band members, that, do you know this song? Have you heard this song? Listen to this song. Sent them the music. Oh yeah, I know it. Oh yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
We play it all the time. I know it. I know it. Come on stage. Dale, call it out.
Yeah.
Oh, I know it.
Yeah.
It's so,
Yeah, it's always, and I get it sometimes. I mean, if you're too busy working, it's hard to I guess practice as much. But you still, even if you practice one song, let's say, like, if a band calls you and like, these are our songs, and you send them 20 songs, even if that musician, okay, there's 20 songs, okay, you don't have to practice the 20 songs all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Practice 2 songs, learn it to the best of your ability. I would never say learn it right. No, you learn to the best of your ability of
Mm-hmm.
of what you're capable of playing on your instruments.
Exactly.
Hey, like I say, like, I'm the first one to admit, there's chingos of musicians out there way better than me,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
way better than me.
Yes.
But when I attack the song, they give it to me. okay, so I've never considered myself. I do play keyboards, I play piano, but I'm not a piano player per se.
Mm-hmm.
But so sometimes I'm playing and I'll cheat it out, I'll the chords or whatever. But I get as close as to where it goes, I might miss a lick or two, 'cause, but I play it. Yeah, I try and respect the
You'll
song and
get
play
there.
it to
You'll get there.
yeah, play it to the best of my ability. That's why you're
And then
paying
as
me.
an artist, me and Gigi were talking about this over breakfast the other day. Is as an artist, be realistic with your limitations.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes.
Because I was telling her, like, I'm learning songs and I'm doing songs and I'm putting songs out there, but I don't want to put a song out there that I'm not going to be able to perform live.
Yeah. Yes. That's this
So
could just. You're very right, and that's another factor. There's just so many things. Overall, I guess whoever's watching this or whatever, overall, it's a lot of common sense stuff of
hmm
like what you just said, like
hmm
just know your capabilities.
right, right.
No, how are you gonna be doing it? I've gotten into well, not anymore, but in the past I've gotten into trouble also like that, arranging and producing in the studio, to where I had two clients come into whatever, and one of them said it jokingly, but then it made me think. It's like, how are we gonna play this live? Because I was over here, I was putting violines and I was putting keyboard parts,
Yes,
like what two
yes.
keyboard players would play.
I hear you. Hmm.
So and it was sounding amazing. But then I realized, okay, this band only has one keyboard player. And not that this keyboard player can't do it, it's just he has two hands. You need a second. So I was putting, all these integral parts or whatever, and they're like, how are we gonna play it live? And
Right,
then I sat back and I'm like, and I'm thinking, well, they're not hard parts, but then I understood what he was telling me. They have one keyboard player.
right.
So
Hmm.
you have to know your capabilities, know their capabilities, your
Yes,
musician friends. Whether another way for all the young cats that maybe watching it, whatever, the best way for all the band leaders out there, band music directors, the best way to lead a band is know what your player can do.
hmm yes,
Like no, uh, I know what this guitar player can do, and I know what this bass player can do. And maybe the guitar player is a better musician. So you have to arrange the part to where, okay, to make him shine, but you know what the bass player can do. So you give him a part maintenance to, his capabilities.
that's correct.
Sometimes the string instruments are amazing, but the drummer's kind of weak. So then the drum part, what do you tell the drummer? Okay, nomás vete derecho, bro. Vete derecho, and the rest of the guys who do all the movement and the drummer is straight or whatever, at the end of the night, the band sounds amazing.
Hmm.
Because the drummer, you weren't making the drummer trying to do something that he can't.
Yeah.
Yes. And
You
like
know what I
we
mean?
said, sometimes less is more.
Less is more, and so sometimes or like, and every band that I play in or whatever, like you have to know the capabilities of all your musicians. Of it's not that they're not good musicians. It's not, everybody's just
Right,
at a
right,
different
right.
level,
Yeah,
a different caliber.
right.
So you have to
Okay, I
utilize that.
got a question from,
Mhm.
and which George Vences, I guess he was reading my mind. I was going to ask you about this, but then George Vences asked a question very similar. So my question is, and I'm just gonna, open up these kind of worms,
Hit it.
but dale gas, though there's people busting out with some amazing music and vocals that AI has created for them.
That's that was one of the a horrible thing. The AI, all the Suno is out there. I
Yeah.
forgot what it is. That is such a horrible, 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 horrible. Like, they need to get all those apps and programs and make them against the law and burn them and throw them and all that, because it's the heart is lost, of the emotion. They're great, they sound
Yes, I
amazing,
said that the other
they,
They
day.
they
do.
sound amazing, I don't get me wrong, but
Mhm.
But there's only
it's,
a select few of us who know they
yeah, and
who know.
but it it's because
Everything
también
was sentence.
we've had this. I've had this discussion with other producers, whatever. Technology kind of it helps, but también technology killed the art.
Right, right.
¿Me
Exactly
entiendes?
right. Yes.
Like for instance, I was out in Los Angeles a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking with some buddies of mine. You know, I remember when I used to be the young guy in the band. Now,
Mhm.
gracias a Dios, I made it to the old guy status of the band. But I see
Yeah.
these young kids, they show up, the keyboard players especially, they show up with a MIDI controller and a laptop, you know, and so they're playing and they have sequences and all that, and they have you can get something simple as GarageBand. Everybody has an iPhone. You can
Mhm.
anybody doesn't know music, you can still figure it out, and
Yep.
you know, and it's like these amazing things and these sequences, and you push the button and it does a montuno on the piano, whatever, and it's like the difference between me and that kid is that I can play that montuno. That computer goes out,
Sí,
you know,
something
that computer is in the middle of your show. I'll play that piano part instead of actually, but you know, so technology is there to help us, but in a way, technology kind of it took the heart out of it, the emotion, the
Yes.
you know
I said that the other day. And
the
you
the
know,
the, the
I'm gonna
passion.
say something. The other day, well, lately I've been having a lot of composers
Uh-huh.
send me music and send me some, oh, you know, I have the song, do you want to sing the
Uh-huh.
song and stuff like that? And I'm like, when I listen to the song, the way I can tell that is AI, because I'm no expert, but the way I can tell is that the instruments are fighting against each other, like we mentioned earlier. And another
Mhm.
thing is the vocals are crazy.
Yeah, the los timbres. Yeah, the yes, yes. I agree. There's ways that you could tell what the unfortunately to the average listener sometimes they can't. Well, sometimes they can, but sometimes they can't. But again, it's just it's a horrible thing. I'm very against it. I am for technology, especially like now, you know, we have Pro Tools, ¿me entiendes? And you know, like you just do part of the song and then just copy paste. I use it. You know what I mean?
You
But
originally made the music.
yeah, you
You,
know, so
I mean, you didn't
I'm
have to
oh
go through
yeah.
the whole thing and go into the studio.
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy. Gracias a Dios, I come from the old school. I'm used to maintenance to where, you know, you play the verse and the chorus. Nowadays, you know, you do verse chorus and then well the chorus se repite. Yeah, just cut here. I'm more like I want to play the next chord, whatever, to capture that feel because it might be a little bit. I might hit the key a little bit harder, or a little bit less. You know, I'm very like that because believe it or not, the people can feel the emotion. They can hear when you're hearing your favorite song, and then you hear a violin in the background, and then you hear it louder here, or like it's very simple. Like when people play air drums and they're in their car or whatever, people feel it.
Mhm.
People feel a part that they don't know what you're playing or what paradiddle it is, but they know the drums go taka, 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 you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then you know, but then if you copy paste, then the emotion gets lost, the art get lost,
Right.
you know. So I don't know that, and AI needs to get out of here. I'm sorry, it
I don't think it's going anywhere for a while.
no,
This
it's not going anywhere for a while. But I think finally Spotify and stuff like that. Now they're finally because people were doing that and going on Spotify and putting it up, and they were making money off of that. Like if it's theirs or whatever. Finally, they're kind of restricting it now. Whatever, it's gonna be harder, you know, to do whatever. But I mean, it's not. You're right. It's not going anywhere for. But
Roger, George Ventus has a question. When is the use, which is that's why it reminded me about AI. When is the use of auto tune too much when an artist depends on it? And
right there, the answer to that question is it's in the question itself. You depending on it.
Mm-hmm.
When is it too much? When you're depending on it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's technology is there. Use it as a tool. Don't use it. Don't use it as a weapon.
Right.
You know, don't use it. Use it as a tool. So auto tune, the way he has the question, when the artist depends on it. Well, if you're depending on it, then that's already too much. If you depend, and I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this, but if your singer is depending on it, then you're not a singer.
Right.
That's it. You're
But
not.
okay, and that's true though. Here's the part. Here's the part where the can of worms. Most of the people that are listening won't know. Only us, either backstage
Uh-huh.
or who can hear it. But the people acá listening, and say it's at fanfare or whatever, a big or stage or whatever, they're not gonna notice that you're using all that fun stuff.
Well, yes and no. So you're talking about using auto tune live for a live performance?
Well, some people, I don't know what it's called. Brenda, have you had that issue where they're at that was my experience at fanfare. They were asking me where the voice box was, like where was my voice box, like to plug it in, and I was like,
I
I don't even know what you're
Because
talking
because there are modules out there that
about. Module, maybe.
again like that harmonize with you. Uh,
yes, I've seen
um,
those.
that again, that's technology. And if you use it as a tool, for instance, you have a four piece, or you have a three-piece band or whatever, but the harmonies, you need three voices or whatever, and you can't afford,
Right.
so you're using it as a tool because you're still singing and you're still singing in tune,
Right.
and the machine is harmonizing for you. So in that aspect, you know what, it's not that you can't or whatever, it's that you don't have those people there.
Right.
So
Right.
that's a tool. Go ahead. God bless you, whatever. But you as the main singer is still singing in tune. I mean,
Right.
but yeah, if you're using that to if you're using some type of an auto tune or whatever live or whatever, and you're not using, some people use it, the was it the talk box, like for an effect. Everybody calls it the share effect. Cuando
Oh
it
yes,
became
yes,
real
yes,
popular when
yes.
Cher came out with that song
Yeah.
that you believe, la, 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 so it got really really
Syrup, I
popular
love
with
that.
that. So a lot of people do use it as an effect because it sounds cool. I remember Jimmy Gonzalez. He would use, especially on the first recordings, that "A pesar de todo, da, 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 da," da," like you would hear it. It was the auto tune. The way they would create that effect is you crank the auto tune. You tighten it up, and it's gonna it's gonna move it. So he would
Bounce.
use it as an effect. But going back, if you depend on it, then the answer is very simple: don't sing.
Don't sing.
Don't sing.
I was gonna
That's
say
not gonna
that
stop people.
Yeah.
I've heard that box, like I've seen it, um to use those voices, those extra voices that maybe you don't have live, right?
Uh huh.
But I think there is a box also for autotune for yourself. I
For
think.
for
I'm not sure.
for for
Yeah,
live,
yeah, there is.
then I'm against it.
Right.
Because you're not, auto tune is it's especially if you're gonna use something like that live, then you're using it as a weapon. You're not using it as a tool. Hello.
You actually hear us, Norma?
Hi, once again.
I don't hear her.
Okay,
No.
forget this.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
I thank you for trying.
I'm
Mwah. We
trying,
love you.
girl.
We miss you.
It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting
Norma,
you.
type the
But
questions like George does. Type the
okay,
question.
I will.
Oh
I
yeah,
will.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I will.
Love you.
um what I
So
was
yeah,
gonna say is
let's
that
see.
I've seen that box, and I've seen that box used for both ways, the
Uh-huh.
attitude and the thing. I don't have it. I've never used it. If I sing bad, I sing bad live too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But at the end of the day, I agree with you. I think
Yeah.
I
I
think,
mean,
like
even
there was
even
a
auto
commercial
tune.
in
Uh huh.
Spanish.
Uh
There's
huh.
a commercial in Mexico and maybe here too that says um el exceso te hace daño. Like, whatever you use too much of,
Yeah,
then yeah, that
yeah.
it's bad for you.
Yeah, it's bad, and also I think as far as the why it's noticeable and kind of bad is to use auto tune like that, especially if we're talking about the Tejano. It's hard to get away with it or whatever because bigger mainstream artists, you can. For instance, I'm gonna just Shakira. Not saying that she does or whatever,
Right.
but artists like that can get away with a little bit more, whatever that mentioned, because the production is a lot bigger.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so the audience are for the non-musicians. I don't know if you've seen the musicians they have. They're called in-ears for the people that don't know what
Mhm.
that is, whatever. So they're listening to tracks, they're listening to whatever. So you can get away without it because those mainstream performances or whatever. Plus, it's not like fanfare in San Antonio. Like you're hearing the shitty ass speakers and then plus the monitors on the floor or whatever. So if you hook up the auto tune, but you can still
Saludos
hear
to
the
Ramon
singer.
and everybody at Fanfare.
Yeah, you can hear it, but if you're like in a stadium or and you can't even hear the voice without the microphone, so then you don't even know if they're singing in tune or not. So I mean, if you're gonna go that route, you can get away with it more. But a lot of people when they use it, like in the Tejano, there's rarely you're gonna see a big Tejano thing that where the majority of time you're gonna hear the person because
Yeah.
you're close. It's not a big venue, you know what I mean? Or
Venue.
whatever. So
Or
I
at
mean, I
least
don't know.
you're gonna see the equipment.
Yeah, auto
You-
tune. And as far as in the studio, going back to that gentleman's question, or Benson, I think he said, or I don't know his name. Uh, I think auto tune could be utilized in the studio and a part as far as to fix something, not because sometimes a voice is an instrument, and there'll be sometimes certain melody lines or whatever. No, even if it's a great vocalist or whatever, the melody line of the oohs and ahs and what the word I'm looking for when you didn't like
Realization.
sometimes the voice gets tired or whatever. So like, but you don't want to recut the take because it sounds so right there. Okay, that little part, you turn on the auto tune and it's gonna fix. But if the auto tune is gonna fix, like two steps down or two steps up, well, then you just can't sing, bro. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, if you're a half a step off or maybe one step or whatever, and you utilize for that, then that's okay because it is a tool. It's just like a tuner for a guitar. You could tune it by ear to the accordion and all that, but a tuner is more fine,
Yeah.
so
Let me pause you real quick, Roger. We gotta say hi to Norma Salazar, who finally got on just to
hi.
show. Saludos to Lisa Trevino, was telling us about her being a singer, but didn't she want it? She didn't want to practice. Danny Noyola says the music goes on.
Danny, Corpus Christi.
Hola, Corpus, yes. Yes. Of course, George Bensis and Imelda de la Cerda said when an artist can't sing in tune live, it's bad. So they make it sound good in studio, but not live. That's not a good thing. So, yeah, I just want to get those out of the way. We are going on 2 hours, sir.
Holy moly.
Here we are.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No. I mean, you've got a wealth of information. Your versatility, your history, your experience, all that speaks for itself. Even where you are right now, your past is. I mean, as a matter of fact, it was Valde Munoz who said, "This is Roger Peña." Introduce you, right?
Yeah, Valde, man, my career is on his shoulders. And that's another thing. For all you young cats, I don't know, musicians might be watching this. Always give credit to where credit is due, all the time, and always remember, in order to know where you're going, you have to know where you're coming from. All the time, you have to, and you have to understand. It's not just a song. It's not. It's like, well, why was that song written? And like and always that's one of the main things. Just always ask questions and know why. Don't just do it, but know why you're playing it like this. Know why that song was written like this and that key, or know. And once you know, then everything else just falls into place. And always be respectful and kind to one another. That Don't ever criticize somebody You know, if they're a weaker player than you, it's like, hey, buddy, you started like that too. Very simple. Or don't forget, because
And that's what I always say as far as vocalists are concerned. Some people love to tear other vocalists down, but I
yeah,
say, hey,
yeah.
you never know what the public likes. Maybe,
Yeah, exactly. You
maybe,
know,
uh-huh.
it's you have to. I mean, maybe they're not the good. I mean, yeah, if they're a horrible singer, pues then yeah, you shouldn't be singing right now. Pero if están cantando and they're putting a lot of feeling, you know, and se desafinan de vez en cuando, whatever. Don't criticize that, or even not just singing, but you know, you're playing or whatever and all that. Échale ganas, you know. You're gonna mess up. I mess up. God, I get in trouble all the time because I mess up on my performance. You know what I mean? But I'll slip up because you know I have a hiccup or I get distracted.
He says, can we hear a song? What? So one last song that you're very proud of. I know you asked me to put on one of the ones was Polquitas.
Yeah. Okay. I'm very proud of that's with Maz. It's on the Jimmy Gonzalez. The name of the album was "The Legend Continues." I believe that's the name of the album. Monday Night Polquitas.
Monday Night Polquitas.
Monday Night Polquitas. If we still have time, I know we went 2 hours. I'm sorry about that. I'm very proud of that right there. One, because again, like what I was talking about, we all start somewhere. So when I was smaller, or when I was learning accordion when I was young, uh pues más had polkas el tigre, for a lot of people, whatever, and I believe that's Mr. Frankie Caballero on accordion. But that rendition of ese popurrí de polquitas, it was just massive. You know what I mean? And that was one of the aside from many inspirations, but that was one of my inspirations, whatever. And I was told myself, I was like, man, one day I want to record a polka, you know, and on a Maz, you know, because I would listen to Maz, you know, polka del tigre. So when the time came, I was in the band for a while already, and then when we're working on that album, uh, Jimmy goes, let's record a polquita." And I'm like, all right. And he goes, I want to name it Monday Night Polkas, you know, for like the because plus he was big in football, you know, Monday Night Football and all that.
Yeah.
And he was like, plus I remember sitting, we were the whole band, and we were sitting in his living room when we were putting it together, and we're like, oh, que polquitas trae, whatever, like so I was playing a whole bunch of them, which we could do this or this one. He was like, well, let's do this one, let's do this one. And the beginning part, this is a true story that my best friend Chris Perales, he was there with me, the keyboard player. Now he's playing with Iconics, Jimmy's son. We were there, and so we came like, okay, we can go to this polka. And then he goes, but I want to start in the key of C. And I was like, and I was like, okay. So I was like, well, this polka's in this key, whatever. No, I don't want to play that one. And well, this one, whatever. So we're like, and I'm like, was ching out. And then I was like, well, we could play this other one. It's really over here, but I'll play it here. No, I don't want that one. I want it. And so then I was like, make up a melody. So the first part, the of the accordion over here, Jimmy and I came up with that melody, and that's I that first little part, because it's a potpourri, it goes from one polquita to another polquita to the first part that I came out with that, or Jimmy and I.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
and
listen to
yeah.
Monday Night Polquita. That was awesome. The Monday night porquitas. Where did Blanca go? Brenda. I keep calling her Blanca.
I don't know. She
All
did some.
right. Well, I'm sure she'll be back. Well, we're gonna have to start wrapping it up, Mr. Roger El León Peña. It's been
Yeah.
awesome. We kind of made up for the rough start. I'm sorry that Norma couldn't join us after all, but
Uh-huh.
she's got some great questions. I mean, she's just an awesome individual, and she knows a lot about the business as well, and musicians and all that. So she's very well informed. I'm glad that we had Brenda Blanca today because she is an artist as well, and she's
Yeah, her name is Brenda what?
Brenda Blanco.
Brenda Blanco. Okay, I'm gonna there's man. No, I should have asked her. Does she have stuff out already, or so I could
Yes,
listen to her?
yes,
Brenda Blanco. I'm gonna look.
yeah.
Look
So,
out first.
so George Vincent says, Roger, sing us a song, but you're not. Are you a singer?
um I kind of do sing sometimes, but I'm not a singer per se, but I mean I
He's
guess
not
I
a
can
singer,
hold
George.
it. Okay, I tell you what, he wants to hear me sing.
Dale.
Go on YouTube or go on Spotify, and my personal side project, I haven't touched it in years though, is BMF. Me gusta the singles that I had back. This was back then. Me gustaría. It's called Me gustaría. BMF. Me gustaría. That's me singing. Or Mentiras from BMF. You could find stuff. Just type in BMF Tejano, and you're gonna see me. That's my personal side stuff. I been really busy, so I haven't really kept up with it or whatever. But funny story about that project too. That's when I was touring with Jennifer Pena. So in our off time when we wouldn't work with Jennifer, because I wanted to keep the band working together as a unit. I loved that band, so we started BMF. And so when Jennifer would take a break, we had our music, our singles out there, and we would go to Monterrey, and we would go just for the sake of working. We weren't trying to make it big. We were happy with Jen, and that's how BMF came about. So you could check that out. BMF, Me Gustarías or Mentiras. Those songs are out there.
No, they want you to sing live right now. Pero son bien
Oh,
enteros.
sing live right now.
Yes, George likes to do that on his show. But I am a singer. Brenda's a singer. We know that if you're not ready to sing right now,
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm not really
you're
prepared
not
for
ready.
anything.
You're good.
But
So
next time I will. I
next
mean,
time yes. Thank you so much. There's time to wrap it up. I want to thank everybody that was watching us on Tejano Television through the Roku channel for Giras y Desveladas. Thank you to everybody in all the 8K or more, hopefully now, for the troqueros that listen on the road Sundays at 2 p.m. Tune in. Saludos, bendiciones, and be careful out there on the road. With La Jefa Jamming Only, Serious Tejano también through Live 365, listening us through there. So where Mi Podcast is Su Podcast, any artist that want to come on the show, just DM me or DM Norma, and we'll get you a date on the show. If you have a new release, just like these guys have new releases, you send us a video drop. If you need the script, I'll send it to you, and we will showcase your new release on the show. So thank you so much, Roger.
yes, and no, thank you for making me feel like a somebody. Thank you for wanting to
My
actually
goodness,
sit.
you are.
Thank you for actually wanting to sit down and listen to my little stories and stuff. And I love to talk. I could be here. I could be here all day and all night telling you stories of, like there's so much stuff that I just like that I want to say, but I know we're out of time. But thank you guys so much, and all the young musicians, just keep doing what you're doing, and if you just don't listen to anybody else, and if you feel it's right, then it's right. And remember, it doesn't happen overnight. Nothing ever happens overnight, but it will happen. It will happen. And if anybody out there that wants to collaborate, Brenda, you want to do something or whatever, or
Thank
Gigi,
you.
whatever, or I mean, I'm very easy to find. Just go on Facebook, Roger El León Peña, and message me.
Peña.
And I always say yes. It's very rare that if I say no, it's just because I'm busy at the
Sí, ya
time.
te
But
comprometiste.
so I'm down to whatever's
All right.
and thank you everybody that's watching. Pues primeramente gracias a Dios, ¿me entiendes? And
Amen.
gracias a toda la gente que están ahí, que los apoya. Y hay que apoyarnos a uno al otro, ¿me entiendes?
Yes,
Amen.
yes, and that's
That's
what we're doing.
always never criticize, never cut down there because people need to realize that they started somewhere one time,
Yep.
you
And
Yes.
they're
know,
trying just like everybody else. They're trying.
yeah. And like I always
That's
say,
right.
and the music never stops, so neither should you.
Awesome. So look for Roger El León Peña and all your digital platforms. He's with several artists. Look for him on Facebook or Instagram. What are you?
Instagram, Facebook, yeah, Roger El León Peña.
Roger El León Peña. Look for him.
Mm-hmm.
Brenda Blanco, thank you so much for being on
Oh,
Giras y
thank
Desveladas
you.
as a guest co-host. Really appreciate you. We appreciate and y'all keep an eye out for RGV Texas Artist Breakfast. Brenda Blanco is helping us put that together. So that's going to be a breakfast for all you, for Roger, para que tengas más con quien hablar. So,
Yes, let's go.
fue idea de the breakfast that we went to with the Tejano Legend Pioneers. This is gonna be for all the Tejano artists. But then, like Brenda said, hey, this is going to be where we're going to network. And if, you know, si eres jardinero, si pintas, si whatever.
I'm
Yes.
down. I'm down.
We're
Yeah.
gonna share our businesses as well.
When is
Besides
the
the
first
music.
breakfast? When is the first meeting?
When is it, Brenda?
June
27th.
27th at Gorilla Grill on Sugar and 107,
The 20,
and the
June
27th of June.
Okay,
From
that's on a
10
week.
to 12.
That's on a weekend.
Yes,
It's a Saturday morning.
10 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Okay, I need to see if I'm even gonna be here, but
So
I
everybody, you just heard it here. It's best we just broke out the news, and because Brenda Blanco is helping my foundation, the Tejano Music Legacy Foundation, with trying to keep the Tejano music relevant, and it's about Texas artists, not just Tejano.
That's right.
Mariachi.
I like that. I like that.
We're uniting.
Yes.
I like that. That's the way it should be. I
And
like that.
we're
God bless you.
starting at 10 because musicians get up late.
Yes, we're starting
Then you should start like at 2 p.m. Entonces,
I know.
it shouldn't be.
I know.
You can still call it breakfast because it'll be the first meal that we're gonna have, regardless. But
Right.
not at 10.
It's gonna be a buffet, guys, and it's gonna be there's gonna be a $10 fee. But remember, this is $10 for a buffet at Gorilla Grills is nothing.
Yes,
And
very good food.
Yes,
I'm getting hungry now, man. I'm gonna go head over there right now. Buffet. I love buffets.
Nice.
Tomatas on buffets.
Well, they're doing the buffet just for us. But if you ever go to Gorilla Grill,
Uh-huh.
their burgers are the bomb. And
I think I'm gonna go there right now.
burgers, they have the salmon. I've tried this. Oh, they say it's salmon, not salmon. I used to say no.
El
But
pescado. The fish.
fish. They have a fajita bowl. Oh my god, everything.
Yeah,
So good.
yeah.
That's where I had my video release party, and they served us some great food.
Awesome. I was gonna ask you. Okay, so you have something out. I'll look for it right now. Brenda.
Yes. And that's what I was just about to ask her, Brenda Blanco. Tell us, where do people find you? Where your social medias, your socials, your handles? Where do people find you?
Me, Brenda Blanco Oficial. Brenda Blanco Oficial. My music is in Spotify, releasing another one on Father's Day, a really nice cumbia. So please go support it. I am super excited to for everything that I'm doing. The mom, the loan officer, the music, the sharing, everything I do. So
the RGV tab.
The RGB tab, which I was voluntold.
Listen. Hey. That's how we roll around here.
Yeah.
So thank you, Roger.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda
Thank you
Blanco.
so much.
Norma, I don't know what happened.
Dun, dun, dun.
Next, I know.
Norma, we still love you, and I missed you.
We love you.
Me too. I've never met you, but yeah, me too.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next Sunday, 2 p.m. Sin fallar. Nos vemos. Where Mi Podcast is Su Podcast. Everybody's invited. Come on over, and we will see you when we see you. Cuídense mucho. God bless.
Thank you, Roger. Bye, Gigi.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Hi, where is the outro?
What do I? Ándale pico.
Ándale pico. Here, let's
Ándale.
listen to this. Here we go.
La luz del troque, aluzaba el camino, era de noche y estaba llovido. Qué noche tan fría. Y el motor iba acelerado, haciendo ritmo con el radio. Ya vamos llegando. La vida se me va a acabar de tanto manejar sin fin. La vida se me va a acabar de tanto manejar. Una muchacha que estaba en la parada se me acercó, quería que me la llevara. Casi era una niña. Oiga, mesera, sirva café caliente y no se tarde, que mi troca me espera para seguir la corriente. La vida se me va a acabar de tanto manejar sin fin. La vida se me va a acabar de tanto manejar. La luz del troque, aluzaba el camino, era de noche y estaba llovido. Qué noche tan fría. Y el motor que iba acelerado hacía ritmo con el radio. Ya vamos llegando. La vida se me va a acabar de tanto manejar sin fin. La vida se me va a acabar de tanto manejar.